Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. How about I ask you this, don't you hate it when you're asked to do something that you really just don't want to do? And let's face it, if there is only one thing worse than that, it's being asked to do something that you don't want to do, but instead of being asked, it's being told you have to do something that you don't want to do. And you know, honestly, there's one thing that's even worse than even that. It's when you feel like you should do something that you don't want to do. Y'all have that one person probably on your social media account who always just says the dumbest things. You know who they are. In fact, you're probably related to them. And that's why you can't just kick them off of your social media account. How are you going to explain that during Thanksgiving dinner, right? That you just kicked them off of there. So what you end up doing is you get on your computer, right, and you type that post you're sitting there getting ready to send it to him. It's that post that finally kind of puts him in his place. It's the one that will really embarrass him for good and stop his idiocracy. And then you realize, I probably shouldn't hit the post button. Or maybe instead of that, maybe what you decide to do for that, to get rid of that person in your life, is to just utterly ignore them. That'll work, the old silent treatment. And that seems to be working for everything, maybe, but your conscience. And then there's one person who could possibly be more annoying than that guy. You know who that is? It's the guy that's sitting here and says, I actually have a Bible verse I'd like to share with you that will probably lend you to feeling a little bit worse about wanting to rant on them or kick them out of your life. It's in the passage we're looking at this week, Romans chapter 12, in verse 14, it says this: bless those who persecute you. Bless and do not curse. Doesn't that drive you crazy? I mean, those words. These are the moments that somebody gets on and reminds you something like this, that's what you're supposed to do. Now, if you're like me, I sit there and I go, do I have to? I mean, I really don't want to bless them. I would much rather hit that button and make them feel awful. But please allow me to just continue with another verse that I have, because Paul kind of reiterates this later in the passage in Romans 12. And it really only gets worse when you really want to finish him. This is what it says in verse 20. It says, if your enemy is hungry, I want you to feed him. If he is thirsty, give him something to drink. In doing this, you will heap burning coals on his head. To which sometimes, wouldn't we just say something like this? Instead of heaping them on there, can I just throw the burning coals at him instead, please? Well, the answer is no. The point isn't that burning coals will burn him, but rather that the kindness you are showing will either cause him to burn inside and feel remorse for his hatred towards you, or they will burn his conscience even more. And if the latter happens, where it burns his conscience even more, that person will probably only become more difficult on you. Happy joy, right? Thanks for the fun video blog today. But listen, it's not others that you're able to control. It's really only you. And the only thing that's worse than walking around not wanting to do something that you know you should is not doing it. then not only are they annoying you, but now you're actually annoying yourself by not listening to your conscience. So what's the cure? Well, the cure is this. Go ahead and bless those who persecute you instead of cursing them. And then sit back and enjoy the fruits of your labor. A happy and a clear heart that just doesn't care as much anymore about what that person is writing on their wall. Try it. You're going to see something. When you do that, God will bless your heart and you'll love it.